All right, so this video is going to be a question that my cousin Rachel asked me to make a video about. And I'm just gonna read for you what her question was. She asked if I can make a video about advice to give girls for starting their own individuality, like adulthood, manifestations, how to take it a day at a time, and not to feel like you have to rush at life. This is a really good question, Rachel. I ask myself this a lot. I still do. So for the first part, your question about kind of pretty much like figuring things out on your own terms as an adult is what that question kind of sounds like. My advice is to first ask yourself, what do you want out of your own life without the influence of anything or anyone around you? Get out a sheet of paper. You have to ask yourself, what do you want and why do you want that? Because a lot of times when people set their goals, or this is a very complex thing, and I completely understand why you are confused, because for one, I don't want you to think that the way that I'm saying, you know, but you can go about it is the only way to go about it. Sometimes trial and error is your best friend, and honestly, since you're living, there's no formula for it. But looking back, there are a few things that if I would have realized and started to put into play a long time ago, I can't even say that I would be somewhere else, because your growth is not a linear thing, and it's not usually how much you're growing as a young lady, you know, or a young man, for whoever is watching this video, is not determined by how much money you have. It's honestly not determined by if you have a certain type of car, or if your clothes look like this or that. If you really want to be able to get to a point to where you can have your life set up with a whole bunch of systems that actually make sense and work for you, and you work on yourself internally, not externally, you know, what type of hair you got or what type of shoes you got, but you're really working on yourself and who you are as a person, the type of like friend you are, the type of employee you are, the type of sibling you are, just in general. You have to think about who you want to be as a person. Do you want to be the person who works out? Do you want to be the person who does make a lot of money? Maybe you want to donate some of that money. Maybe you want to make a lot of money because you want to, I don't know, start some type of foundation. Maybe you just want to be a mom. Maybe you want to get into the tech industry, and maybe you kind of want to just venture and explore a lot of different things. But you first kind of have to gain some type of structure for what you really want for yourself. And you can't let what somebody else believes would be the best thing for you, you can't let them backseat drive. Because I had this analogy. At one point of my personal life, I was very, very disappointed with where I was at, you know, in life. I felt like I was behind. I felt like I was a failure. I felt like I wasn't doing enough for my kids. I just felt really, really bad. And it was because I was looking around at my situation based off of things that even people in my family, and this is no disrespect to them because I love them very much and I admire what they've all done for their lives, because they've shown up in the way that they want to. But I always felt pressured to do what they wanted me to do, because, you know, your family loves you and they want what's best for you. And as a mom, I understand that, but also remembering what it felt like to be so overwhelmed by the expectations of other people, I had to realize that this is what it feels like when you let other people's expectations, other people's goals, other people's assumptions, anything externally, when you let it determine how you live your life, this is what happens. So imagine you're driving in a car, you're driving, and you're just in the seat. You just got your hands on the wheel, you know, you're just driving. And for every little thing, someone else is telling you, here, make a left up here. And you're like, okay, but I think I should make a right. No, I'm telling you, you should definitely make a left. I know what I'm talking about, right? They've lived before. So you make the left. And then they're like, no, I meant the next left. And you're like, but you said left, and from where I'm standing, this is left. Well, not left right now, but then you end up somewhere, and when you look in the back seat trying to blame somebody, they're gone. They're gone. Nobody's in the car with you. They get out when you've arrived, and now you're somewhere where somebody else told you should be, completely confused and disappointed and frustrated, just lost, right? Looking back on things, it makes it easier for you to be grateful and appreciative of whatever phase you're at in life when you're the one who made all the decisions to get there, especially if you're patient with yourself and your process and you're not comparing yourself to other people. Because then you can take full responsibility for all the highs and lows and all the lefts and rights that you took. And you don't have to feel the need to blame anybody. You can't really be mad at anybody. Learn how to be grateful. You learn how to see the positive in every situation. That's how you make opportunities for yourself. That is the way to make opportunities for yourself, when you are positive and when you are grateful. It is literally like a shining light in a dark room, because you're able to see, hey, if I did this and this and this, this is not, I could work with this. I could get myself out of this. If it's a financial situation, if it's a work type of situation, once you get yourself into that groove of being comfortable making choices, start off with small stuff first, because it sounds like maybe you're having, and it could be anybody watching this video, maybe you're struggling with making choices. They scare you. You know, other people have decided things for you all your life, and now you're in a position to where, one, either you're tired of them making decisions for you. It could be you feel like the decisions that they're making for you are just not making you happy. You feel like you would make better decisions for yourself, and you're trying to figure out, well, how can I be in a position to where I don't have to take their advice? I don't have to depend on them. This is how you're gonna do that. You decide, I'm gonna get out because I want to go to school, or I want to start a business, or I want to make money, or I want to be a mom, or I want to be an engineer, or I want to do hair. Whatever it is, start doing research on that thing. Okay, so you start doing your research on that thing. I hope I'm not all over the place. I'll try my best to organize this video. I really will. But you just start doing research on it. You familiarize yourself with the topic. You kind of play a little bit with how you would solve certain problems in your life. And this is something that my mom did with me, but I feel like as a way to tweak it, you add in gratitude, and you don't just see your money as something that's being taken and taken and taken and taken and taken and taken. Keep yourself in a position to where you're always going forward. You're always, making strides. You're always feeling more proud of yourself without having to get some likes to do it, or buy some likes, or hang out with certain people, or sleep with a dude, or hang around this one girl because you feel like you need the company of this person, or you have to constantly go to people, ask them for advice because you don't know what to do, or you don't trust the things that you think and feel. Get comfortable with making choices for yourself. Take accountability for wherever those choices lead you. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes you will make mistakes, but if you are smart, you're making decisions that don't jeopardize your livelihood. Like, if you're trying to get your own apartment and you're tired of living at your parents' house, you can't go out every weekend with your friends. You are going to have to set a budget. And maybe these days, maybe your parents are trying to make you pay some bills or something like that. If you spend a lot of time away from the house because you're working, and make sure all your money is clean, to my boys out there, to my young men out there, make sure you're making clean money so you don't end up in nobody's jail. To my girls out there, make sure you're making clean money so you don't end up in somebody's ditch. Okay? Make sure you're not jeopardizing your livelihood. Make sure you're not putting your health at risk. Make sure you're not putting your safety at your next breath. Make sure you're not jeopardizing those things. In order to do that, you have to really hold yourself accountable at every part of your journey without being too critical, but hold yourself accountable for doing things that make sense. I kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. This is manifestation. You do things that make sense. So once you've decided who you want to be and you've accepted the responsibility of being able to make choices, and you've learned how to take accountability for wherever those choices may bring you, and you trust yourself because your life is slowly becoming the result of choices that you're proud of choices that you figured out, of things you've overcome. This is how you strengthen your belief in yourself, so you don't need outside people to guide you. You don't have to go to YouTube to watch videos on what this means or Google what happens if. No, it should be more so how to. How to save $1,000. That's the type of stuff you should be looking up if you're really trying to change your life in that type of way. I'm saying money because it seems like everybody crazy about money, so I'm just gonna talk about money. Boy, it's so hot here. It is hot in here. Why? Manifestation is not just writing lists. It's not just burning candles. It's not just charging crystals. It's not just I think the word itself can make people think it's some type of magic, but it's actually not. It's not magic. You are attracting things into your life because your systems are placing you in the likeness of the realm that you want to be in. I'm gonna say that again. So if you say, I want to be healthy, I want to be fit, right? You're gonna start to see everything else in your life resemble that. That's not hocus pocus. That's hard work. That's hard work. That's dedication. That's consistency. And you manifested the reality that you have right now based off of the systems you put in place a long time ago. Congratulations. You're a manifester. You have to do the work. That's just that. I guess the magical part is actually seeing it. But if you're not grateful, you will not recognize the things you've manifested because you keep thinking about where you're not yet, where you have to go, making yourself anxious, you know, just all kind of extra stuff. So I hope that helped. And then she said how to take it one day at a time so you don't feel like you have to rush. If you feel like you have to rush, you're listening to other people, you're comparing yourself, you're not being gentle with yourself, and you might be experiencing a little bit of envy. And don't beat yourself up for that, because that's actually a very natural emotion to have, especially when you see other people doing things that you want to do. The thing that you have to be careful of is to not let your desire for similar things or a similar treatment or a similar physique or a similar amount of commas in your bank account is not to let the desire of those things and seeing it happen for someone else, don't let that turn you bitter. You know, learn how to celebrate other people, and it'll help you celebrate yourself and be grateful for every moment that you're at. You have to get comfortable with making choices, and you have to also become very accustomed to taking accountability for all of the choices that you make. If you like to make your own choices and then you want to blame other people, you can do that, but you won't get very far. That would also be on you. If there comes a point in time in which you want more than what other people are giving you, then you have to do more outside of what they're allowing you to do. As long as it doesn't put you in a position to be disrespectful, as long as you're not disrespecting people and you're not biting the hand that feeds you, you know what I'm saying? Manifestations, it's not hocus pocus. It is you identifying what systems you need to implement into your life to make those things happen. Manifestation. You make it happen with the choices that you make. And while you're making it happen, you have to be grateful for every single phase you're in. Every teeny tiny step you take, be grateful. Like, wow, I was able to take a step today, and that felt great. Wow, I was able to, even if it's you're starting school and the only thing you can do today is buy your school supplies. Wow, I was so blessed to be able to wake up, get in my car, have a car. I'm so grateful for my car. Wow, and it works and it runs. Or I am so grateful that I was able to walk to the store and my feet feel good. I'm in good health and I got these real comfortable shoes. Or I am so grateful that I had the $1.25 that I needed today to get on this bus so I could go across town to this store and get my school supplies. Whatever your story is, be grateful for that, because I've been on the bus, I've been walking, okay? I've had this car, that car breaking down, gotta ride with the windows down because ain't no AC, all that. I've had the type of loud. Y'all remember Hummingbird? Remember Hummingbird? That's the manifestation that y'all be talking about. That stuff y'all think is just like sitting there and burning candles and stuff. That's part of it, but girl, you better be doing your work or you just gonna be in the house with all them good smelling candles and all them notebooks that's written up and ain't nothing happening because you're not making it happen. Taking it a day at a time will come naturally. All you have to do is just keep being grateful, keep being gentle with yourself, keep being patient with yourself. Don't compare yourself. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Learn to celebrate people around you, because that's how you begin to feel like you're in good company. When you notice the people around you are doing great things and you also want to do great things, when you learn to celebrate them, you start to feel a part of something good instead of on the outside of something good. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm like, dang, I'm in good company. Everybody I know is doing their own thing, and they're proud of themselves and they're working hard for the things, you know, that they want. They're actually putting their feet to the ground and getting it done. And when I'm looking like, how'd you do that? They'll tell me. But anyway, I am hungry. It is hot and I want to clean up my house. Okay, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and do that. And I'm pretty sure my baby want to come in here so she can play Fortnite. So I really hope this video helped. Thank you so much for that question, cousin. I really, really do hope this helped you. I hope I was able to address what it is that you asked me. If you have like more questions, you can text me. You can text me, girl. Or if maybe you're not my cousin and you found this video very beneficial and you have more questions, go ahead and leave them down in the comments. Y'all know I'll be responding to my comments. All of my social media and my friends' businesses are linked in the description box down below. I hope y'all have a blessed day. I will see you in the next one.